All right, welcome to this week's episode. What's up, Brian? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling heavy,
You
but
feeling heavy? Why? How
but I'm
so?
good. I'm good. I just feel heavier. I think
No, yeah, I feel heavy too. Look, I'm self conscious about how I look right now. Where the lighting, I'm like, dude, you see my belly and all that, you know?
no, I feel like I haven't been here in a while, but maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was kind of telling you like I've been off routine on things, like on my usual routines of like working out and like intermittent fasting and all that fun stuff. So now, yeah, I've like definitely just let loose, kind of just munching. I've been like I don't know. Okay, so we were talking to my girl's friends, and then they're just like, "Oh, I'm the type of person that gains weight when I am stressed out, right? Like they're stress eating." And me and Kim were looking at each other, and we're like, "Oh, we're the opposite. Like when we're happy, we're like just pounding, going ham, eating like crazy. But when we're stressed, we're not really eating, and we're kind of just like maintaining being in routine and like whatever. But yeah, I've been in a good place and like happy, and also just been eating. Ah.
Yeah, were you before you were, I remember before you were slim. You got slim. At one point, you got pretty slim. I remember not seeing you for a while, maybe
Oh,
a year
right.
where you went MIA. And then when I saw you again, I'm like, dude, you're looking good. You're looking slim. What's the difference? What did you do back then to get
Oh,
slim?
okay. Yeah. So I was like, I became very obsessed with like tracking, like my activity, my actions, like all that, right? So, dude, Apple Watch I think, is the best Apple product, which is kind of dumb to say because obviously the iPhone is, but in recent years, right? Because they kind of like gamify everything. You have an Apple Watch, right?
No, I don't anymore.
Oh no.
Cause I got into like real
Oh,
mechanical
you got into the
watches.
real stuff.
Mechanical watches, yeah, mechanical,
Yeah, yeah, no,
movements.
no, for sure. Um, I have a small.
But I used to have the Apple
I
Watch.
don't have an impressive watch collection. I will eventually, but the reason why I kind of like, dude, I just can't ever take this off because I love all the metrics it tracks, right? So like, it pushes you like if you program it where it's like, oh hey, I want to get certain hours of sleep, burn certain amount of calories, this XYZ, my goals, your health goals, your fitness goals. It's gonna kind of keep you it's gonna keep you on point. It's gonna tell you like, hey, if you stand up a little more, if you go for another jog or do something, like you might hit your goal. And then it just pushes you, right? So sorry, long ass answer. So basically what I'm saying is
No, but let's stick to the Apple Watch. I want to say something about the Apple Watch. Okay, the health tracking,
Mhm.
it is really good because that's if you're gonna have one reason to have Apple Watch, it's for the health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have an Apple Watch, and I did all that. I did it, But one thing the Apple Watch did was I remember one time when I was on drugs, and then it was late at night, and I had my Apple Watch on. It was telling me, "Hey, dude, your heart rate is extremely high, and you haven't been moving. Are you okay?" And I remember one of those. Those are one of the times where I said, "Well, I really need to quit doing
Oh
drugs." Yeah.
snap! Yeah.
Yeah, when the Apple Watch it was going off every
Whoa.
10 seconds saying, hey, your heart rate is extremely high and it seems like you haven't been moving. Is everything okay?
It triggers a thing where it calls like 911 just because it thinks you might like go under cardiac arrest or something. That'd be so funny. I know it has those features, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah?
it has certain
Wow.
things like there's something where like if you fall and you're like inactive or something, it might trigger a call or something or do something if you set it up that way. You know what I mean? Like it's Apple. They
Yeah,
have all
what is that? What was one of the things where I fall and I can't get up?
Yeah, they have. I mean, they take all your data, right? They're gonna know. But I guess, dude, that'd be a good feature to have to keep you sober, right? It's just like,
No,
hey, slow your roll.
hey, one of that, it really stuck with me. Like, wow, what am I doing to my heart right now?
Yeah.
My heart is working extra overtime. It's saying, hey, your heart rate is 100 plus, and you just been sitting there. I'm like, woo, this is not good for my heart. And instead of the Apple Watch, I have an Aura ring. Okay, it's an Aura ring, and it took Every quarter, it gives you a whole report on, hey, on average, you went to sleep at 11:55, woke up at 8:30. You know, how many steps do you take for that quarter? Average hours sleep per night. How many deep sleep? All that. It gives you a whole report.
Dope.
And daily too, daily. So I've been liking this. Tells you your heart rate.
Would you say it tracks like similar metrics? Like, let's say you does it tell you how many calories you burn, like active calories or anything like that?
It'll tell you that, but I don't. Those
Use it for
aren't one
that?
of the metrics I really care about.
Okay.
I care more about, what's my heart rate, what's my VO2 max. It could even calculate that based on a walking test. Based on a walking test, every episode we're gonna have some thing. Okay, but go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. No. So I guess where I'm going with this is back to your question, like what I was doing differently to be, to get to that point where I hit my body weight goal and I was pretty lean and everything. I was just really diligent, right? So working out twice a day, really measuring out what I was eating, being very like on top of my game when it came to like intermittent fasting and staying within that eating window, right? And then making sure I'm not eating like just like feasting, right? Because the point of intermittent fasting really is to, I feel like the whole idea, my philosophy on it is like you're calibrating your eating habits, and it doesn't mean just because you have a 6-hour window or whatever window you decide to have, like you should be going ham and eating like 10 burgers. Like that's not really how it works. If you have a goal to lose weight or whatever, then you should be eating wholesome foods, and be mindful of the amount that you're putting in your body still. So yeah, just way more diligent. And then now I'm just like, you gotta let go sometimes, and then you get back into it, right? But after seeing how much weight, I used to track my weight like once a week. I stopped for like, I don't know if you could pull up the pictures, but I just kind of stopped for like 2 weeks. Like, I kind of fell off
Here,
routine.
I'll pull the pictures right here. So tell us what we're looking at here, Brian. Explain.
All right. What is this? Okay, this is on the monthly chart dating back to February, right? You see where it says like from left to right, it's February 27th.
Yeah.
Oh, could you see it on that screen?
I can see on the screen, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, so like long story short, I come back from vacation in December. I was on vacation for a whole month and just letting loose, right? So I gained all this weight. Maybe you could go to the next one.
No, you started pretty high at 161 and you went down.
No, there's another picture. Hold on.
Yes. So do you minimize it? Yes. And now go
this
to
one,
the
this
right.
one. Okay. Oh wait, was it the
No,
other
go back.
one?
Go back. Yeah.
This one. All right. Yeah, we're on the yearly chart. So July of last
You're
year.
looking like a Bitcoin chart, bro.
Bro,
Up and down. Up and down.
dude, dollar cost averaging. It's gonna hit support level and just blow up, go all the way. I'm gonna hit 192 again. No, just
192. Was that your highest weight?
Yeah. So I think when I started it, I wish it took you back to when I started. But when I started tracking it on a smart scale, I was like 192, 194. It was really heavy. And then ever since, I've just been trying to obviously lose it, right? But back to what we're talking about. So here's a little timeline. A year ago, just kind of active, kind of like just staying in that range of like 150 to 164, right? Or not even tighter, like 155 to like 159. And then as you could see, in November, December, when I'm gone for a month, I gain, like I go from 155 all the way up to like 164 from September to December. And then I come home end of December and I'm just like, dang, like all that hard work, like, okay, time to go hard again. So I start losing it. Do a pretty decent job. Lose about, say, like 12 pounds over a course of 3 months healthily. I'm not starving myself or anything crazy. And then from March to now, if you go back to this chart. Oh, whoops. Oh, no, this is still the yearly. This chart. Yeah, okay. So this year, month to month basis from February, I do a great job 2 months to April, and then just in a short span of from like May to June, right? 502 to June 6th. After coming back from vacation, bam, I just gained like 8 pounds. And that's probably all sweets, bro. To be honest, it's just all sugar and like that extra meal before you sleep, you know? Those extra snacks. No bueno. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm playing basketball again, right? Like running fives or whatever. And God, I'm just out of it. Like I'm just sluggish.
No, look, this is what happens, and especially Brian. Now we're going on our early 30s,
Right.
mid 30s. Yeah, we're about to hit our mid 30s. Man, a lot of people, it's easy to do all that fitness, having time to go to the gym, having time to play basketball. That was easy in your early 20s, and that's why people do not get fat. They're still able to get active, but when you have a family, you start having to provide for a family, and you don't have that much time to play basketball with 2 hours a day. So you start gaining weight, you start, making more money, you start eating out more, eating
Right.
better food, better tasting food.
Responsibilities. You just got more obligations, so you don't have time to actually work out or do, like you said, be active.
Exactly. Even though you don't have time, you should still make it a priority
Right.
and put some time in. And one of the mistakes, like you said, is not tracking. And not necessarily tracking food, but tracking just your weight. That was one thing where I wasn't tracking my weight at all. And, because when you're healthy for a while, you feel like, okay, I'm healthy. I'm able to eat these foods and I'll lose it later. But I would go on vacation, eat like crazy. And then finally I went onto the scale and I saw it at 200.
Like,
And I almost, exactly.
I had a heart attack.
Exactly. What? No way. Like, no way. I'm at 200. Dude, that's at least 20 pounds over my usual walking around weight. And yes, it feels like it is harder to kind of lose weight when you do have a family, when you're a dad, when you have obligations, when you have to work way more than you used to. Dude, before, if I wanted to get in good shape, dude, I could focus my entire day.
Yeah, I
with
remember
health.
those days. I remember when we were like early 20s and it's just like, do you want to go ball? Hey man, I'm gonna go walk 4 miles. Like, you just have the time, the capacity to do that stuff, right?
Remember when we put a bet and I said, yo, if we lose, I'm a bear crawl Miles Park. I'm a bear crawl 4 miles.
Yeah, it was you.
Like,
me.
you actually had time to think about that bet.
Right.
But now I would never, like, where can I find a time to do that? Right. So, yes, I remember when I was early 20s, I could dedicate the whole day to, okay, I'm going to make sure I'm going to cook every meal. I'm going to go to the gym 2 times a day. I had time to do that, to go gym 2 times a day.
Yeah.
Even just to go to the gym now is, for me, is a luxury. Where, I mean, I could, but I don't want to spend that time. I would rather buy a gym and put it in my backyard. So, yeah, there are these early 20-year-old guys who don't understand what it is to be a 35-year-old dude
You
who
don't
has
know.
a family.
Yeah, you just don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. You're a single dude. You have all the time in the world. You go to the gym. You could focus on your health the whole day. But when you're older, 30, a dad, you're not gonna have that time. And would you want to, work, spend time with your family, and also go to the gym? You can, but shit, just bring the gym to you, okay? And then focus on other ways to get to that good body. It doesn't have to be just going to the gym all day. You could focus on the better diet. Tell your wife, yeah, cook me a healthier meal.
Yeah.
Let's go out to eat, but I will stick to a certain diet.
Right.
Okay, so what diet have you done to lose weight?
So, just
Or
to
what
be,
diet you planning to do?
just to be real, like with me, I'm not like a diet Nazi, or like I don't follow a certain regimen. Like I don't go crazy if I eat too much carbs or whatever, right? I guess for me though, it's more like I keep it in thirds, It's like 33% meat, 33% fruit and veggies, and then 33% carbs, right? Or like grains or whatever. And it's just like, okay, let's just try to keep that like rule of thirds ratio and like don't try to go too ham on one thing, right? Like what good is going to come out of just only eating like tomatoes and fucking cucumbers, right? Or like only if you're going full veggies or if you're just eating full meat, like nah, like you need balance, right? That's how I see it, and then that's the type of food I enjoy, you know? But I think that has to change. Like that's probably why I'm not getting I'm not in my best shape. I probably have to tweak it a little bit where it's like, okay, maybe you got to eat more of something that aligns with your goals. Like, am I trying to cut? Am I trying to bulk? Like, what am I trying to do, right? My whole thing, I think we talked about this off the podcast before. I'm like, dude, I want to be mobile. I don't want to feel heavy, and I want to be able to play like 3 hours of basketball without breaking a sweat, like, and be nimble.
Yeah, 3 hours without breaking a sweat. You professional athlete.
I'm exaggerating. Like no one's gonna play 3 hours. Like it's funny because like I kind of run in a dad league Sunday nights, right? And it's like, dude, after like 2 hours in, dudes be rolling ankles, telling people to sub in. These guys all got like 2-3 kids, right? And so, and dude, it's so funny, bro. Everyone's like, hey, is it time to play halves? Like, let's just play half court, dog. And it's funny because like when everyone gets there, they're just ready, you know, they're lacing up. They're like, let's go, dog. Like last week you were trash out on the 3-point line. Like, you know, it's a bunch of chatter. But over time, like everyone's stamina, you just start seeing the difference. My cousin that's like 4 years older than me, his cardio is out of this world. This food bikes, runs, swims. But that's like he finds a lot of joy and he has time to do all that. But he's always outlasting everyone. And he's winning because he's like Tim Duncan. He's just like playing he's real polished, real fundamental, right? Doesn't need to go, like, you know, he knows what he's doing. But anyways.
That's funny, dude. I would hear comments how now we're in our mid-30s. Some of my friends that used to play basketball, they're like, hey, Brandon, okay, I understand why you play your game now. I understand why you play your game.
Dude.
I'm not trying to twist my ankle. I'm not trying to grab for a rebound, step on someone's toe. Yo, I'm going to stick to the perimeter, knock down some shots.
Absolutely.
I'm going to play good D. I'm not going to be like, you know, going up, contesting crazy shots. Hey, I'm not going to go drive to the rim and just like start doing some Kyrie layups. That's not my game anymore.
Dude, 2 weeks ago.
At all.
So 2 weeks ago when I came back, I just played like at 24 at 3 o'clock, right? You should run with us sometime if you ever get a pass there, right? It's because it's a total dad league, right? Some of these dudes look like our age, but they're like 49, like approaching 50, and they're good, right? Like they're in good shape. They look way younger than they should. But there were some young bucks that wanted to run with us. These kids were like 20, 21. Like you just see the youth in their face. And one of the kids kept Euro stepping, doing all this crazy shit. And then one of the older heads was just like, man, you got D Rose on your team. You know, it's fun. It's fun while you're young, but just wait. Just wait. I've been there. He's just talking all this shit to this kid, and this kid's just like like passing him through. I'm like, dude, yeah, like everyone goes through it. But it's so funny you mentioned that. Like, old man's game is the way to go for longevity, for sure.
Bro, the dumbest thing here's the dumbest thing for me to say, man, I twisted my ankle playing basketball. I'm like, hey, you're 30 years old now, bro. Like, you're playing recreational basketball. You have a family. You got to go to work. You shouldn't be twisting ankles playing basketball.
Did I tell you?
Like getting a bum knee, you know?
Did I tell you what happened when I was starting to run more games, and then I wasn't staying hydrated, and I was eating like crap and drinking too much caffeine? What happened in one of the sessions, I thought I tore my ACL on a fast break, but because I heard something pop and a twist. But it was just my hamstring tightening up real bad. So I was going for the fast break, right? Clearly open. And then I thought the ball was coming. And it was. And I thought someone threw an outlet pass to me and it hit my calf. I was running, and then all of a sudden I heard this kind of like twist and like pop, right? Very subtle. And I was like, oh. And then I fell, I tripped, right? And everyone's like, oh, dead ball. And I looked, and I was like, wait, where's the ball? It didn't hit my calf. oh shit, that thing just pulled. I pulled it like pretty bad, right? And that's when I was just like, oh, this is scary, bro. I was starting a new job at the time, and I was like, dude, this job is on the second floor. There's no elevators. I'm look so dumb on my like first day, like just in crutches. That's exactly what happened. And it's funny you bring that up because as you get older, it's just like, yeah, you can't really be doing that.
Yeah, dude, your goals, my goals are different as I reach 30
Right.
plus. Number one is injury prevention. I'm not trying to get injured. I've had a torn ACL before.
Oh, that's right.
I broke my finger doing, being a middle schooler. I've had injuries. I'm not trying to go through an injury. I don't even think I have health insurance.
Dude,
anymore,
that's right.
So
You, that happened in high school, right?
Yeah. High school, I tore my ACL. I had to go
I
through
remember
surgery.
saying like, "What's up to you in the bleachers?" I know we weren't that close, but you were just like, "Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better." But like you could see the frustration in your face, like, "Dude, I want to be out there with the fellas, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're early, high school, early 20s, yeah, you want to go balls to the wall because you're full of testosterone. You do it, and then you get injured. You're like, hey, that's part of the game. That's part of the game. Now, you try to be smart.
Right.
You don't have to exert yourself crazy. I want to be healthy.
So let's pivot to that because I think we're kind of just going off on things of like age and like certain like things you could do.
Yeah, different.
But basically, it's like, okay, so if you don't have time, if you have less time because you got more responsibilities, you gotta like now you gotta go further to go to the gym or whatever it may be. The only thing that kind of makes sense is like you should probably eat cleaner, right?
100%. I mean, that's a cornerstone to anyone who wants to lose weight. No one ever exercise a bad diet. No one ever. Ask anyone who has lost weight, who's been fat and gotten skinny. They've always had to change their diet. And I can only tell you what works for me and what works best for me is when I went low carb, ketogenic. Right now, I'm doing more of a ketogenic type of whole foods diet, primal type of foods. But for me, look, I was at my heaviest 240 pounds in high school. When I was a kid, as a kid, you eat whatever, okay? So my appetite has always been really high. And if I eat whatever I want, I will get really big. And just going off as I was just 200 pounds, right? Eating whatever I want, whenever I want, that is going to get me fat easily. But when I do a more ketogenic, high fat, moderate protein, low carb diet, I just find that, man, I get full so much quicker. And that's the whole point of it. The whole point of losing weight is burning more calories than you consume.
Yep.
Right? That is the law of thermodynamics. But it's similar to saying, hey, if you want to get rich, just make more money than you spend.
Absolutely.
That's what when I hear health coaches say that, that's what I think. I'm like, you're just saying, you're saying the fucking
common sense, right?
You're saying common sense. Exactly. Oh, imagine Warren Buffett told you, hey, in order to get rich, you gotta make more than you spend. Well, you're telling me a lot about nothing. So a lot of people, when they go through losing weight, they count their calories because they know, okay, this is how much burn, this is how much I'm supposed to eat, and they'll do that. Yes, the people who get six packs on stage, they could do that, because they're focused on a stage and they can literally starve themselves and be like, no, I'm done. I had my calories. I'm good. But for us normies out here who aren't trying to get on a stage, calorie count may not work because just naturally you become more hungry and you're like, dude, I'm not trying to be on stage. Fuck it. I'm just going to eat. So we want to do a certain diet where, hey, the foods that you eat naturally make you less hungry. So naturally you eat less calories. You're just going to feel full for longer and you're going to feel full faster from the food you eat. So you focus on eating protein, a lot of protein from animal foods. This is the type of diet that I would recommend. Is a food that humans have been eating for millions of years. How did we get here? How did humans get here? What have humans been eating for millions of years? Cows, they eat grass. Dogs, they eat meat. Wolves eat meat. Lions eat meat. What is our natural human diet? And a lot of it points to human beings eating animals. Okay. Um, I need to brush up on my facts, but our stomach acid is very acidic, similar to carnivores. So we were meant to eat a diet where we could, a lion, when a lion eats its prey, it leaves about a certain number of it has a bunch of meat still left over. So humans could have started off as scavengers, meaning that we'll eat the remaining prey that a lion killed. And also, if you think about the history of humans, we were crazy hunters throughout history. There is a book called Sapiens, where he would talk about how when humans got to a certain area, like they crossed the Bering Strait or something, and then there was woolly mammoths. Woolly mammoths are huge, like huge elephant type creatures. So from the archaeological evidence, they found that when humans got to that area where there were a bunch of woolly mammoths, suddenly and after, when the humans came, that's when the woolly mammoths started dying out and becoming extinct. We were that great of being hunters. Because if you think about our brains, we are social. Okay, we were meant to be on tribes. Everything we do was like hierarchy, being in tribes, learning how to communicate with each other. That's how we became apex predators. So if you got together, even just 10 men, and that's all they had to focus on to get food, how great would those 10 men be to like catch down a prey? Right? Collectively with the human brain power.
Yeah.
Just especially after we learned how to use tools. And there's other evidence of us being able to outrun animals because we're able to sweat. Our body temperature we were able to be endurance runners.
Mm.
So we would basically outrun animals because they will get tired faster. But instead us, we're able to sweat and we could keep our body temperature low, and we go for long distances and we're able to hunt that way. So there's a lot of evidence where humans we were apex predators. That's why we're apex predators now, because we ate meat. And that's what meat got us to where we are today.
Yeah, not oregano, right?
Yeah. Not plants. I mean,
Not
plants.
bees. It's a part of it. But
It's a part of
it's
it.
not
Yo,
everything.
if you what the plant foods that are most compatible with humans is fruit. If you think about humans and why do we see color? Dogs do not see color. Dogs is black and white. Humans can see color. One of the reasons is because we're able to see when fruit is ripe.
I've heard of this.
Yes. So as far as plant foods, yes. Fruits, we like to taste the sweet. We are, compatible with eating fruit. Vegetables, on the other hand, I think vegetables are good if you cook them. I don't think we're meant to eat a bunch of raw. Yeah. If you eat a bunch of raw veggies, does it really taste good?
Dude, that's what happened to my dog.
What happened to your dog?
So Kona, when he was a pup, when we got him, his mom would just give him like a bunch of raw carrots, right? To snack on, like healthy snacks. It's good for his teeth and all that, right? And he loved that. He just kept eating it, right? Chewing on that shit all day. Then as he got older, and then he's spoiled. We get him we mix up like rice and little steak cubes and then like steamed carrots. After he started eating steamed carrots, he would never eat raw carrots again. Cause there's probably there's a lot more flavor that comes out from steaming them and cooking them, right? And then from that point on, he's just like, dude, this is the way. Like, what was I doing? Right? I mean, if you just think really simplistic like that, that's how I kind of saw it. I was like, oh, he's smart. He's not gonna take no raw carrot anymore. He knows there's a different option there that tastes better, feels better probably, and why not? I'm just gonna wait for that.
Exactly. It's, humans will eat whatever food is available. We're omnivores. We're able to eat whatever that's available to keep us surviving. But when you talk about thriving, or you want to think about, if we were on this planet and we've evolved for millions of years, our genes are way smarter than what the science tells us. Okay? Even if science is telling you that green juices, vegetable shakes are good, which I'll go into that, but your body is telling you, hey, when you drink this wheatgrass shot, it tastes like shit. Like you want to barf, I don't think you should be eating that. That's your body, your genes telling you that, hey, this is something we probably shouldn't be putting in our body, which is like a bitter taste. You know, you don't want to be. You're not gonna take an 8-ounce cup of wheatgrass juice and start drinking it and be cool with it.
Why not, bro? It looks so colorful and tasty.
It does not look tasty, bro. Think about this. If you did not know that wheatgrass was healthy,
Well,
or if you did not
Mothers
get
does a
into
great
the
job
marketing.
Mothers, they have a great CMO or marketing officer because they do a great job at marketing that. I buy that shit all the time. Just because you think though, like, oh, if I juice and do this, I'm gonna feel better. I'm doing the right thing for my body. But you're so right. What's funny is actually the opposite. When I do drink that stuff and take that stuff, I'm just like, oh, why am I doing this? Is it because I'm that like toxic and like impure and I'm feeling this way, or is it because my body isn't supposed to be consuming that? Right?
Your body's not exactly. Your body's telling you, hey, don't start. You're not a cow. Cows eat grass. Humans do not eat grass. We weren't meant to eat grass.
Mm-hmm.
And why is it that most human beings enjoy the taste of meat? Who do you know that doesn't like meat? Maybe the 1% of the human population, maybe 1%. I don't know. But even vegans will go and eat a plant-based diet, and some vegans will put plant foods together to make it seem like a meat version, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, vegan chicken nuggets, vegan hamburgers, vegan this. Why? It's because we evolved to eat meat.
That's what trips me out. Like, you know, when there's like an impossible burger option or all these things, like they're trying so hard to like make it into meat, and it's just like, dude, like,
Yeah, they make
is
it into
because-
red color and all that.
right? Like your DNA is telling you, right? It's just like, oh, I technically I'm craving this. I want to put this in my body.
And when they say how an impossible patty tastes good, oh, it tastes just like meat. So isn't that what? Just
It's
eat
so
the real
ironic.
thing.
Yeah, it's ironic.
Eat the real thing, exactly. And okay, let's go. Why do we think that vegetables are so healthy for us?
Yeah,
For
why?
first-
Why?
Yeah, okay, let's go into it. All right, because science and studies. Think about how studies are conducted. Nutrition studies are very hard to conduct, meaning that the golden rule of science is that, okay, a clinical trial where they take a control, one has a placebo, and one has what do they call it? The variable. Okay.
Right.
So you have to make everything controlled. It's very hard to do with nutrition because it's very expensive. You have to pay people to be there, stay with you in one area, eat the exact food for a certain amount of time. That costs money. So it's hard to do. Okay. And sometimes people say, oh, it's unethical to have this person not eating, these group of people eating this people eating that. There's ethical issues to it too.
Right.
So most of nutrition science, it goes to what it comes down to surveys. Okay, that's how a lot of science is done today when it comes to nutrition. Hey, what type of foods do you eat? Most people cannot even remember what they ate for breakfast yesterday. I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday. How are we going through the science and saying, hey, we're going to survey you, tell you, what do you eat on a daily basis? Oh, I eat a lot of vegetables, I eat all of this. So when the science says that, oh, people who eat vegetables are more likely to be healthy, well, we have to consider healthy user bias. Healthy user bias means that the people who eat vegetables are more likely to do things that are healthy as well. They're more likely to exercise. They're more likely to not smoke. They're more likely to watch their diet.
Their lifestyle comes into play, right?
Their lifestyle comes into play, exactly. And the vegetable things came from when the president, I think President Eisenhower, he had a heart attack. And then that's when the health crisis came. Like, oh man, the president by the heart attack, dude, how do we prevent heart attacks? And
He's like, food pyramid.
Exactly, yes. That's
Right.
Bro, that's one of the things where the nutrition made me really start second guessing everything I heard from the government.
Yeah,
100%.
that's what they teach you in college, in nutrition, right?
Yes,
Like the
food
introduction
pyramid.
to that, and you're
Exactly.
just like, is this the way? I don't think this is the way. This is kind of this might be outdated.
This is what you do. If you take the food guide, the food pyramid, and you flip it upside down,
That's how it should be,
that's exactly how you should eat.
which is wild.
Where the bottoms is peasant food, where it's really grains, corn, all this stuff. If you just flip it around, it's funny because the bottom of the pyramid, which is the base of the pyramid, is all subsidized by the government.
Yeah, dude.
Meaning that the government pays farmers to grow those crops: soy, wheat, corn.
On scale, like at a scale too.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like,
No, it gives the farmers incentive
right.
to grow those crops because the government's gonna give me money, so it becomes more profitable.
Right.
So if you just flip and the top of the pyramid where you should eat less, it's literally
Fats, right?
yeah, exactly, fats, oils, and I'm not saying you should go crazy on the fats and oils, but fats, oils, meat, I think is up there too. Dairy, if you flip that around and you eat the good fats, the good meat, the good dairy, and then you eliminate the grains, you're gonna be way better off.
Right. They're keeping the secret for them, dude. They
Yeah,
flipped it.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was a college student when I really learned all about that, and I was like, wow, if the government is wrong about this, what else could it be wrong about? Yeah. Okay. So.
Damn, my Apple Watch is telling me to stand, bro. Just real quick.
Really? Yeah, stand up, bro. Stand up. Stretch. We got wearables now. Yeah, so the vegetables came when people thought that fats were the reason why, saturated fats specifically, were the reason why we had heart attacks. Because they think that saturated fats cause high cholesterol causes heart disease. That's the heart health hypothesis. But we are starting to see that that is actually wrong, because 50% of the people who have high cholesterol, the people who go have heart attacks, 50% of them have high cholesterol, 50% have low cholesterol.
Crazy.
So what does that tell you? That there is no connection associated with high cholesterol and heart
There's just
disease.
like, there was a correlation, but it doesn't necessarily mean like they could pinpoint it, right?
As far as I know, it became from a researcher called Ansel Keys. So Ansel Keys he had a 7-country study. He went to around the world and started looking at people's diets and tried to connect the dots. So he saw that, hey, these countries who eat high fat, they have higher cholesterol, something like that. But supposedly he cherry picked his data, meaning that there are countries who ate a lot of fat, didn't have high cholesterol, didn't have heart disease, didn't have disease, but he didn't put that in the study. So it all stemmed from that, because these researchers...
It's not a fair study then. Like, you're not, right? Like what we were talking about.
Exactly. So, this is the day before internet, before like you get fact checked. Look, and then you're a researcher, you want to be known for your work, your study. So, hey, he could have just cherry picked it. Hey, I found a crazy stat.
Yeah.
So... that's how it all started, where that's why we all think today that saturated is bad for you. It's going to clog your arteries, when there's the complete opposite. Why? Because human beings have been eating saturated fats for millions of years. Saturated fats is animal fats, butter, dairy. That's all saturated fat. Coconuts. What's the new fat is the polyunsaturated oils. These polyunsaturated oils are the ones that we're basically manufacturing from waste products: cottonseed oils, soybean oil, corn oil. Think about that: soybean, cottonseed, corn.
Just
the
stuff
most subsidized,
like stuff you're
plants.
not supposed to technically extract and mess with, right? Tamper with and put in your like.
Exactly. How can you get oil from corn? There's a lot of extraction that comes into place.
Right.
So there's a lot of it's a lot of processing that goes on. And if you think about these oils and when you taste them, they're tasteless, odorless. It's literally like your body doesn't even know what the fuck it is. Your body, everything that you eat naturally, it has a taste. Hey, this is bitter, you should eat this. But when these oils are completely odorless and tasteless, your body just doesn't recognize that as anything, because it's so new. It's so new into the food supply.
So your system just trips out, and then
Your system doesn't know what it is.
boom, cancer over time.
Over time, dude. Since the introduction of these oils, you got obesity going up, heart disease going up, cancer going up, and these oils, go back. Well, what are the oils? Canola oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil. These things are polyunsaturated, meaning that the the certain chemical structure of it's easy to get oxidized. And if you you know use heat, it highly oxidized. That means it's reactive in the body with oxygen, meaning that it causes more inflammation. It's because of the chemical structure. Saturated fats, on the other hand, is much more stable because all of the hydrogen atoms or carbon atoms are saturated. They're filled. They're stable under high heat, and that's just what your body is. It's less reactive inside your body. Doesn't cause inflammation. Yeah. That's where else should you got any questions?
No, dude, yeah, dude, that was magical. Like just all the information there, because I mean, my takeaway too. I mean, from like knowing you and just experiencing like where we've kind of gone from like kind of being heavy to losing weight to gaining it again and all that, the journey throughout the years of friendship. It's like, yeah, just try to eat wholesome foods that don't make you feel like shit. Like try to stay away from processed stuff as much as possible. Right? Like if there's so many processes going on, you probably shouldn't be eating it. Like, what are you doing?
And look, I've been to throughout the whole range, meaning I've been on the side of orthorexic. Have you heard of orthorexic? Orthorexic means that you are literally scared of putting a processed food in your body because you feel like, oh, that's bad for your health.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that's a word for it. You know, anorexia is like, oh, they don't want to eat.
Oh, gotcha.
Orthorexic is that you're so health conscious that you stress over food that could potentially be unhealthy.
Dang.
So you're scared of eating the cake or a bite of the cake or a bite of a fried food because you're like, dude, and the stress of you being scared, the stress of you thinking that, oh my God, dude, I just ate a fry. I'm going to kill myself. That is more unhealthy than actually eating the fry itself.
Right.
You understand? So I was at a point where back then I was kind of orthorexic, meaning I did not want to put anything in my body where I thought would be bad. And I've, gone to the other side where I didn't care. I'm okay. I'm more comfortable with food, but that comes with consequences as well. Dude, you blow up. You blow up, you look in the mirror.
Too.
Yes, fast. Tell me if you share this with me where you would, you take off your clothes to go in the shower, and every bathroom has a mirror. Every time you about to go shower, you look yourself in the mirror, you're like, fuck, do I need to lose weight? I'm fat as hell. Did you ever get that?
Dude, even before the shower, bro, when I get out of bed sometimes, as we get older too, our knees and stuff, right, our body. Sometimes I get out of bed, like
it's my back.
Okay, so yeah, recently, right? Like just straight up, it's like I'm getting a little bit of weight. Like it's not even that much. It's not too crazy, right? Like I'm being a diva about it, but to me, I'm like starting to trip out because it's like, dude, I really like how I felt when I was like under 150 and like nimble and all that, right? I need to get back to that, and it's just that difference, right? I mean, it's math. It's a percentage, right? 8 pounds of 150 or whatever. That's a percentage. That's a good chunk. But anyways. Yeah, I wake up and I'm like, it hurts a little more there in the back or whatever, right? And it's just like, damn, what's going on? What's going on? All right, need to move more today. Need to do this. All right, less sitting. Let's go. Apple Watch. Stand up, bro. It's telling you to stand up. Right? Like, we should just start standing and recording. But, yeah, like it's a trip, for sure.
Yeah, and look. Okay, so when you take off your shirt, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, dude, I need to lose weight. Or you look down at your stomach, you see a fat stomach, you're like, dude, I need to lose weight. But
you know what's bad? Sorry, I kind of cut you off. What's bad is like, I'm like, dang, well, it's been worse before. Like I've seen the 190s before, so I'm not gonna get there. But again, if you just deviate off the routine, the path, and you start like, indulging more, like, oh, all of a sudden I've been eating more ice cream or whatever, right? Oh, me and my girl been going to this bakery more or whatever. She gets her favorite desserts and I get some too. She can't finish hers, so I'm gonna finish hers. Dude, I would give Kim shit all the time. I'm just like, dude, it's because of you. Like, you don't finish your food, and then I have this mindset of like, oh, we can't be wasteful, so I'm eating I gotta finish it, and that's how I'm getting the extra calories. You're the problem. And she's like, dude, I didn't tell you to eat it. Like, you could stop. Like, don't blame it on me. And that's when I caught myself. I'm like, dude, you're so right. It's me. Like, I'm going after all these calories that like, I don't want to say that like, that mindset where you're like, oh, don't be wasteful, right? But it's like, dude, no, wait, hold on. Listen to your body. Do you really need to put that in you? Like, do you need that extra bite or do you need to finish that? Maybe we should have just ordered a small, right? Like, stuff like that. So it's those actions, man. It's those little things. They do add up though over time. Even and especially if you're eating like just ice cream, like processed stuff, it compounds.
Look, I think we all make excuses.
Right.
100%. Look, when I got married, I have a significant other, I have a daughter. One of the best things, I think, one of the greatest pleasures of life is going out to eat with your family. Okay. And this is when my sister she started doing the primal, doing keto, and she was doing that. And this was what I was telling her back then.
You were telling her you were the source for that.
I was the source for that, exactly. Yeah. And then I fell off of it, and I started gaining weight, and I started eating whatever. And then when she said, dude, you should start do it with me. And I said, man, look, I understand the keto that it works and all that, but I just enjoy eating on my family. I enjoy eating food. And that was one of my excuses. Meaning, okay, I'll find a way to lose weight, but also eat the carbohydrates, eat the foods that I like. And the more I kept on trying that, the more it didn't work. The more I try to count my calories, the more it didn't work because I just end up being hungry. And I was like, oh, hey, I hit my calories for the day in the morning, but at night I'm hungry. Fuck it, I'm just gonna eat because I'm just hungry. I'm gonna eat. And then suddenly, she started having success on the keto diet, and everyone else was talking about how, wow, hey, your sister lost a lot of weight, and people would see her like, wow, you lost weight. And it was funny because that used to be me. I was the one everyone's saying, dude, Brandon, you lost so much weight. And so when she did it and I saw it, I'm like, man, damn it, I'm going to go on it. I'm going to go on this diet. I'm going to go on the diet. And here's what I've noticed after going on a diet. Dude, you can still go out to eat with your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to be so black and white about it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can still go eat your family and you stick to your foods. You pass on the rice. You pass on the other foods, the bread. And you could actually eat a low carbohydrate keto diet while you're eating out. And that's what I found. You just start focusing on the meat.
Those small adjustments.
Exactly. It's a small adjustment. Yeah. And it's just because the rice is there in front of your face doesn't mean you have to eat it, bro.
Right.
Exactly. So that's something I realized was, everything that I said before is just an excuse. Yes, I love carbs as much as the next dude, but when it comes to losing weight, I found that works the best for me because it just helps with so much of my appetite, where I don't feel like I have to eat this. I can eat one plate of food and feel like, oh, I'm good. But when I was gaining weight, bro, I would be the first one eating, the last one eating at the table too when I'm eating with my family. Straight up, I could just eat. It was crazy.
I remember like we used to just hang out and like, have the munchies and feast, You'd be like, yo, you gonna finish that? You gonna finish that?
Bro, my nickname could be the trash can because, like, I don't know, bro. I'll eat it all up. There's no leftovers.
You're the recycling
no leftovers.
center, bro.
Exactly.
Take it all.
Dude, I could put away food like crazy. Like I posted on my Instagram, I calculated, how much protein am I eating in this plate? I ate like 200 grams of protein in one sitting. Like I could eat that much food. So I have to restrict it in some type of way that works for me. And when I try to count calories, it just doesn't work for me because if you're going to give me the pass to eat whatever I want, to control my portions, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not going to be able to do it. That's just how I operate. My appetite is just way too high to just, hey, eat whatever you want, but just count your macros, count your calories, and then restrict yourself that way. That restriction is not going to work for me. The restriction that works for me is not eating carbs.
Yeah, you just got to eliminate altogether.
Yeah, that works for me because when I eliminate carbs, boom, carb cravings go out the door. I don't crave carbs. I don't have to eat it. I'll just eat my protein, eat my fats, and I'm good.
And it's crazy because like it sounds harder than you think it is because you don't know yet until you go through it.
It's just
But-
an excuse because
Right.
you're literally
You're so conditioned to just like eat whatever, do whatever. You have to discipline yourself and like be mindful of the choices. It's kind of like sobering up.
yeah. It
It's the
really is
same.
like sobering up.
Yep.
It is like sobering up, and yeah, you show me you're 2 years sober now
Bro,
from alcohol.
it went by fast, but not really.
Yeah, how did that all start? And then tell me about that journey from starting to now 2 years. What did you go through between there?
Yeah, so first we'll just start with why, right? Just straight up, I was like just unhealthy behavior. Like I got lost in the sauce, kept drinking, like was drinking more than I should, more than I usually should. Drinking in unnecessary like events and activities, like you shouldn't be drinking it, when you have responsibilities and whatnot. Just kind of got carried away. Drinking became my coping mechanism, and it was a way of how I dealt with stress, right? I associated drinking as an escape for everything, right? So, like, if I was celebrating, I was drinking. If I was sad, I was drinking. If I was having a tough day at work, I was drinking. I was just drinking, right? My body really did get to this, like, into this abyss where it's like it craved that feeling, right? It's like, oh yeah, dude, let's just drink. Let's just numb it. Oh yeah, then there's something about like, getting another one, opening like picking up a pack, right? You're just like, oh shit, there's new beer out. Cool. And you know me, I mean, I used to come over and be like, yo, like you down? Like I got these IPAs. Like, damn, bro, like what? Like there's just a bunch of sugar in there, all that, whatever, right? But yeah, I drank it all, right? And again, it was a coping mechanism. It was bad. It was used also to fill in the void of time and like, all that jazz. And it just hit me one day when I just started to feel like real heavy, real nasty, and I was like, dude, I need to, like, this probably isn't gonna stop at the pace I'm going. Like, I'm just gonna keep drinking. Something needs to change, right? The only thing that could change is if you cut it all out, is if you eliminate it, kind of to tie together with what you're talking about with carbs, right? Like, you gotta cut the poison. So, I just started to reflect. I was like, okay, I've been around for X amount of time, started drinking when I was this age. Holy crap, I've been drinking for almost half my life. That's crazy. Then I started to kind of recollect, like, okay, well, how was I feeling? Where was I at mentally when I wasn't drinking? Like that first half of like my life, from being born to like being 16 or whatever, right? And just like, oh crap, I don't remember, because I've just kind of been off in the sauce with drinking. So that's when it kind of just like became apparent to me, like, okay, this is probably a very unhealthy thing if you can't even recollect that or whatever. And obviously it's not fair to compare yourself when you're 16 to when you're a full, like you're more of an adult at like 28 or whatever, right? Like those are totally different times in your life. The amount of experiences you have from like 16 to 20 even are like, it's crazy. And then from every year after that, things change too. But there was this part of me where it was just like, I owe it to myself, to my health, my mental health, my physical health, to the people that love me and the people that I love, to just try it out, try being sober. What's gonna change, right? And it wasn't that, okay, it's funny. It wasn't that hard at first to cut it cold, actually. Like I didn't have crazy withdrawals or whatever, anything like that. It got hard throughout the journey of it, like 3 months in, 6 months in, because you just start realizing a lot of like different layers of why you're drinking, right? You're just like, oh, it's because I'm not here with my goals. Oh, it's maybe the people I hang out with, the relationships, right? Like all this, just like the more intricate stuff. And then that's when you're just kind of like, oh man, I'm drinking was nice because I would hang out with this person or catch up with this person. Or like, oh, drinking was bad because I would keep hanging out with this person and be going batshit crazy and like just doing way too much of these vices. So that was the hard part. It's the relationship aspect to it, the social aspect of it for me. But it's crazy once you cut it, right? Like if you cut it cold turkey, I know some people can't. That's when I realized too I wasn't like truly addicted or like, completely like bent on drinking. I realized that it's just level of productivity. I needed to fill in my time with other things that actually mattered. So it was just perfect. I was like, okay, well, kind of lost my way with my faith. Started going to church again. Started doing more religious stuff. Building a sense of community that way again. Working out. And I was just like, you know me. I'm not the type. I've never really like. I never went to the gym to like pump iron and get like super buff or cut or anything like that. I love hidden exercise. Like I love hiking. I like cycling. I like playing basketball. Stuff like that. Going on like walks, XYZ. But yeah, started incorporating more of that, right? Started working on that part of my health. And then everything just kind of, it made it so easy to sober up when you start filling in your time with better ingredients of things to do, right? And that's it. That's what made it so easy. It's just certain parts. Like, okay, I think the first year, after like 3 months, 6 months in, like those are the roughest times. But after you hit like the 1 year mark and like alcohol is an afterthought, everyone's gonna have a different time and place when they come to that epiphany. But for me, I just kind of stopped losing. I stopped tracking. Like I stopped thinking about it. Like when I go somewhere, like I don't need to order like 2 IPAs off the bat. I don't even care about happy hour anymore. I used to be the guy that was like texting the homies like, yo, this place got a happy hour here. They just have this beer now, yo. Like, yo, shots here are only $6. Like, like I just knew all that shit. Like, dude, Brian, how do you know this stuff? I was like, oh, because I'm borderline alcoholic looking out for that stuff and drinking, right? But now it's like, I don't care about that. Like, dude, whatever. I'm not even going to order any of it. What I do miss about it though, and I think I always tell you about it, it's just like the social aspect of it, like celebrating, like, let's say your boy's getting married or your friend's business is doing super well. They're taking it to another level. It's like, let's go party. Right. But you could go sober, right? You could be the guy that drives them home and like, just live vicariously and be like, oh, I remember this. Oh man, this is silly. Like, look how trash you guys are getting. But hey, the music's good. The vibe's good. Energy's good. You find different ways to enjoy it and have fun. You could still coexist. Obviously, it's not going to be the same, but yeah, you adapt, you adjust. Kind of like what you're saying. You could still eat out with your family, right? You could still go out, enjoy those meals. You don't have to be like, hey, we don't eat out anymore. I'm staying at home. I meal prep, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Nah, you could still go out. You just adjust it. You adjust your behavior. And that's what it is.
That's what I would hear from people who say that they quit alcohol, was that they did it. They noticed how ingrained alcohol is in our culture and just going out. And one of the things you notice is that when you go to a club sober, you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? So it's so funny that the club environment, we need alcohol just to make it fun. So how fun is it really?
Right.
How fun is those things really if you need alcohol to have fun? And I mean, I get it. Yeah, people could have fun without alcohol, but I'm saying the vast majority of people go in the club, like, they're like, give me no one, so they could actually have fun.
Right. And it's like the social perception of it. It's how it's marketed too, right? So like, when you think Vegas, right? And we used to go, right? Like night swim, nightclubs, this, that, boom, raging to 4 a.m, bottle service, just like very like.
I'm not gonna lie, those are fun times.
Oh, it's dope. Don't get me wrong, some of the best memories, right? But in my experience, it's like, okay, I've had enough. It just becomes the same after a while, and you're just like, well, okay, well, what's next? All right, do I need like? You're chasing the dragon. That's how I felt about alcohol too. I'm like, where's this going, right? Like, I'm getting plastered, I'm throwing up, all this. I feel like trash the next day. It's affecting my performance. It's perfecting like my relationships. What else? Like, oh, what's even crazier, this is just life and science. As you get older, your recoup time takes longer, right? Like when you're 20, you could pound like 10 Bud Lights. You wake
And
up
Bud
the
Light
next
is
day.
a drink of choice when you're 20.
Yeah, that's all you could afford, maybe, right? Let's say
21,
you're a
21.
college kid. Oh yeah, sorry, 21, right? But you're in college and you're drinking or whatever, right? And you're not drinking like what's it called? You're not drinking like high end stuff. You're kind of drinking whatever's out there, whatever's affordable and whatever gets the job done. I used to drink Four Locos just because it's like, oh, it only takes one to mess you up. Oh my God, don't drink that stuff. It's all metals, right? It's just gonna destroy your brain cells. But anyways, it gets old. That's what I'm saying. It's like and then what? You just keep chasing the dragon. Your tolerance builds up, and then the recoup time, it takes way longer too. When you get older, you're just like, dude, it took me like 2-3 days to really just, homeostasis. I'm back on track now. I'm good. Okay.
Now, let me tell you something. Since I got older,
Yeah.
almost every time when I drink, I'll wake up feeling not refreshed at all, feeling literally like I just want to stay in bed for another 3 hours, right? And every time I'd wake up, I'd be, dude, fuck, dude, I'm never drinking again. I'm never drinking again. It's not worth it. Like the hangover, that hangover phase when you just wake up, I always feel that regret. Dude, fuck, dude, I never want to drink again.
Yeah.
So you go in 2 years and never have to go through that. That's amazing. And dude, when you're sober and you sleep and you wake up, don't you feel way more refreshed? Like literally refreshed.
Bro.
Like, whoa, I can wake up right now.
The only thing that's stopping me right now are the ice cream, bro. It's like the little things now, right? And then you're just fine tuning that. But I mean, that's on me. But it's one less thing you worry about. But it's not just that. I think it's more like being sober in itself is a lifestyle, right? It's like, okay, now I don't know. Obviously, not everyone's going to have the same level of, I don't want to say alcoholism, but I'm like, not everyone's going to be like binging or going as hard on drinking or whatever, or their poison party favor of choice, right? But it's just like, okay, if you could take it away from the equation of your day to day and just like enjoying life, it's just one less thing. You find other ingredients or things to do to, that you enjoy and you want to do. And your life's just more colorful. Like you're not putting yourself at risk of like getting too carried away, being like completely out of your like normal state and like getting into a fight, getting into a car accident or something, like, just all this, the risk factor just increases when you're like getting trashed, right? So yeah, there's that. And there's something to say, like, I have nothing against people that drink or anything, like, to each their own, right? You do what you do, but your body is gonna feel it at one point or another, and only you know when to stop or when to control that. I'll tell you where I'm at now, though. I think I've been joking around with you, right? I'm like, I've been sober for 2 years too many. Like, oh God, right? Just joking around because like I recollect all the fun times we had. I feel like there's a place. I really do believe there's a time, place for everything, and it's just like you don't have to be super cold turkey. At the end of the day, it's kind of like what we're talking about. It's like excuses and just self-control and your discipline. So it's like, you could go have that cigar for a big celebration, or you could have like a drink because of a very big event, but it doesn't have to be habitual and be a part of your day-to-day life. And that's where I kind of got lost in the sauce, because it became so normal to me, and I just kept chasing it.
Yeah, end of the day, I respect both parties who, hey, they like to have a drink. They might be alcoholics, but if that's how they want to live their life and they're okay with it, that's great. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's been great. Like, so now it's like,
no, but it's something that I really look up to. If someone said, bro, if they could be sober, because I'm telling you, I think most people's best version of themselves is if they're sober.
yeah.
And not, substance abuse. Because you were going pretty ham. You were going pretty ham on the beers, man. You knew every IPA. You were like, yo, I got this new IPA here. Let's drink this. Oh man, this flavor is all good.
Should open a bar, man.
Yeah, you were like,
I'm joking.
in the morning was like, yo, I got this coffee from Hawaii. And at night, it's, yo, I got this IPA from this, right?
Yeah, concoctions, bro. I was just like fluids, something about fluids. But no, so like I think now it's just how you associate pain and pleasure type of thing. And a huge part of it is just like there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to enjoy things. There's a time not to. And that's what I had to recalibrate. And it was like my body like thanks me every day for doing it. And I'm just gonna keep going for as long as I can. I mean, I might drink for my wedding. I think that'd be an appropriate time, like a big celebration with everyone. Just have a few drinks, not get plastered and not remember it. Because that is not why I want to drink or do something anymore, right? I don't want to do something to like lose control. It's kind of just like, okay, I'm doing it to break bread and share with everyone.
No, I get that. Look, that is why when you have a straight head and you're sober, yes,
You can think like that, right?
You could think like that,
Right.
But when it's your wedding day and every table is telling you, "Hey, take a shot with us," you gonna say no? You know, your friends that you haven't seen in a while, they're like, "Bro, Brian, take a drink with me." You gonna say no? I was messed up on my wedding for sure, dude. I wake up, you know, like the drunk where you're like your whole body's numb, and I fell asleep after my wedding. Bro, you get messed up. You get blacked out.
I was pretty smashed at your wedding, but I remember there was a moment when you were just at the bar or whatever, and you're just standing there like catching your breath, right? You're like, get me water, like sparkling water, or get me something. And this guy's just getting you water with limes or whatever. I remember that vividly. And then one of our other friends comes up to you and be like, yo, let's take a shot, dog. And I was like, oh, all right, he needs to hydrate a little bit before he drinks another one. But hey, this is his wedding night, right? So yeah, again, it's just like, I think that's the best part of the journey I'm on right now that I'm still going on. It's just like self-control, discipline, really having the power to like, oh, I don't need that right now. Oh no, I'm good. Yeah.
No, that is self-control. That is like control over, yourself, where you don't need something outside of you,
right,
to feel anything. I got it already, Yeah. All right, dude. Hey, but congratulations on 2 years sobriety.
Yep.
Brian, dude, cheers to more. Cheers to more.
Yeah. If I could go another year, that'd be great. But at this point, I'm just like, okay, I feel like I'm calibrated. I think I'm good. Go as long as I can. That's it. Don't force it. Don't force anything.
Yep, that's all it is, bro. We'll go as long as you can. All right, man. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.
Yeah, I think that's good for today.
That's good for this week. Peace out.
All right, brother. Good stuff.